Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous two-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
This is Optimal Work Daily. Girl Scouts are better hustlers than Cub Scouts, and what it means for your business, by Nick Loper of SideHustleNation.com. Like I've mentioned, I've got a soft spot for cold callers, and a warm place in my heart for Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. So combine the two, and I'm already pulling out my wallet. Scouting was good to me, and actually one of my earliest businesses was selling candy at summer camp. So the other night, our neighbor's grandson came by in his Cub Scout uniform, almost too shy to even speak, to sell some popcorn products as a fundraiser. Happy to support, we ended up with a $20 bag of caramel corn. I had a little bit of sticker shock, but figured it was a small price to pay to support our neighbor and the Scouts. The whole thing got me thinking about how the Girl Scouts are a million times better at this fundraising hustle, and it's not like their model is a huge secret. The boys can learn a thing or two from their peers. Here's my advice for the Cub Scouts and how the concept applies to your side hustle. Too much transparency can be a bad thing. In this case, the package says 70% goes to local scouting. What they're trying to say is, thank you for supporting our cause. But when your charity runs on volunteer and child labor, and you still have a 30% overhead, that's not impressive. The result of this statement is reinforcing in the customer's mind, hey, you just paid 3 times more for this than it's worth, sucka. Your customer already feels good about their purchase, otherwise they wouldn't have made it. There's no need to remind them of the hefty markup. Instead, you know what the Girl Scouts put on their cookie boxes? The 5 skills the cookie program develops that girls will use throughout their lives: goal setting, decision-making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. Boom, delicious cookies and helping young women learn 5 important life skills. Better messaging, right? But your side hustle probably can't rely on cause marketing. So what's the takeaway? To focus on the benefit during and after the sale, not the price. Can you imagine in your customer messaging, thank you for your order. 70% of your purchase today is going directly to my bottom line. Okay. They don't care what your margins are like, only about the value they get from doing business with you. Simplify the menu. When we were presented with our options, we were handed a 2-sided fold-out brochure with at least a dozen different choices, all with different price points. And yes, they all said the pass-through dollar amount as well, further complicating the menu. It was overwhelming. And sure, there are probably an equal number of flavors of Girl Scout cookies, but the prices don't vary much box to box, and pretty much all the boxes are the same size. It's much easier to make a decision when some of the variables have been removed for you. Thin Mints only come in one size box, whereas the caramel corn had different size packages and add-in options. For side hustlers, we're seeing the power of the shrinking menu in the rise of productized service businesses, in specialized freelancing, and in single-use apps. Offer some lower-tier price options. The least expensive thing I spotted on the menu was $10, and normally I'd be all about going for the higher price points. But think about it from the customer perspective. If the average order is going to be $20 regardless, I'm a much happier customer walking away with 4 or 5 boxes of Girl Scout cookies, Samoa's baby, than I am with 1 bag of caramel corn. There's more perceived value because I got more stuff. The simplified menu and lower price points encourage sampling, multiples, and may even result in higher average order values as people are encouraged to add just 1 more box because it's not that much more money. In my painting business, I remember taking on some smaller jobs like decks, trim, pressure washing, etc., because it would give me an in into a neighborhood. If we did an awesome job, maybe we could plant a yard sign out front, score a reference letter, or even earn a referral. Make it a thing. This one is hard to explain, but Girl Scout cookies are definitely a thing. Cub Scout caramel corn, not a thing. My take? If I was going to insist on selling food as a fundraiser, I'd try and sell something scouting or outdoor related. Trail mix, beef jerky, s'mores? But it doesn't have to be food at all. How about some emergency preparedness kits or a service? Our troop collected people's Christmas trees the first week of January. People actually look forward to Girl Scout cookie season. That's how powerful a thing it is. That's the kind of pull you need behind your brand to make a successful fundraiser year after year. The Girl Scouts have managed to turn a commodity product, cookies, into a thing, which isn't easy to do. Think of that in terms of your side hustle. Are you positioning yourself as the only reasonable choice for the product or service you offer? After all, the Girl Scouts have a monopoly on Girl Scout cookies, just like you should aim to have a monopoly on your service in the eyes of your customers. There's no one else who can get the job done like you. The bottom line: Girl Scout cookies are a $700 million a year business. I couldn't find any data on the Cub Scouts popcorn business. Sorry, fellas, the ladies win this round hands down. You just listened to the post titled "Girl Scouts are Better Hustlers Than Cub Scouts and What It Means for Your Business" by Nick Loper of SideHustleNation.com. We're driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search. Match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it makes hiring all in one place so easy because Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences. So the more you use Indeed, the better it gets. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/startup. Just go to Indeed.com/startup right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/startup. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
What if you could hear your favorite song for the first time again? Introducing the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. With an available Bose Personal Plus sound system that uses speakers in the headrest to create a 360-degree listening experience. You've never heard anything like this. Reimagine your music and your drive. Experience the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks for yourself at NissanUSA.com today.
Available feature. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation.
And thanks to Nick for letting us share his post. Nick retired from corporate America at age 25 and is now a full-time entrepreneur involved in a variety of projects. He's also the host of the podcast The Side Hustle Show, which is for part-time entrepreneurs looking for actionable tips to start or improve their businesses. It's a great podcast, and you can usually find it in the top charts of the business podcasts in Apple Podcasts. Definitely worth checking out. And the blog is great too, of course. Come by SideHustleNation.com for a lot more and to show your support for Nick Loper. He and the rest of our contributing authors always appreciate it. And that's going to do it for today. I thank you so much for being here and listening all the way through, and I will be back with you tomorrow for the Tuesday show, where your optimal life awaits.